Have you ever met a girl who's always around you, yet says, "Don't get me wrong, I only see you as a friend"? She smiles when you text, grows quiet when you're busy, gets jealous when you talk to others, but still denies everything. Today, we'll uncover 7 subtle signs showing that she's secretly addicted to you, even if she hasn't realized it herself. This isn't a game of love, it's how the human mind reacts when someone's heart becomes emotionally attached beyond control. Get ready, because someone out there might be more addicted to you than you think. And maybe you're addicted too. Sign number 1. She always finds a reason to talk to you, but never says what she really feels. When a woman's addicted to you, she'll find any excuse to talk, even if it's just a silly question. She doesn't ask serious things. She just says, "Have you eaten yet?" Not because she cares, but because she misses you. She tries to keep the conversation alive as long as possible, just to feel a little closer to you. She doesn't care about the topic. All she wants is your reply, just to know that you're still there with her. Those meaningless texts are the first sign of emotional addiction. A. Craving for connection, not conversation itself. She talks more than usual, but when you ask, "What's wrong?" she simply says, "Nothing," even though her eyes say everything. Deep down, she has 1,000 things to say, but she's afraid that opening up might make you drift away. When she's quiet, it's not because she's out of words, it's because she's drowning in feelings she can't confess. That's the first sign of addiction, not born from love itself, but from the emotions you've awakened deep inside her. Sign number 2, she gets jealous but pretends not to care. When a woman is addicted to you, she gets jealous. The special part is, she'll never admit it out loud. When you talk to someone else, she forces a smile, then grows silent, as if her heart was just quietly squeezed inside. She asks, "Who is she?" trying to sound calm, while her mind has already created 100 different scenarios. When she's emotionally hooked, jealousy isn't a choice. It's an instinct born from the fear of losing you. She'll act busy or go cold for a while, just to see if you notice that something's suddenly changed. When you finally text her, she replies late, but inside, she's smiling more than she'll ever admit. She says, "I'm not jealous," but her eyes betray her. That's the most honest language of the heart. She doesn't want to look weak, yet the more she hides it, the stronger the emotion grows inside her chest. Jealousy means she's emotionally invested. No one gets jealous over someone they truly don't care about. When she's silent, it's not indifference. It's her way of hiding emotions she can't fully control. Sometimes, she'll act cheerful around others, just to see if you'd react the same way she does when jealous. She won't say it. She won't show anger. Yet her eyes hold 1,000 questions she'll never dare to ask. That's silent jealousy, the behavior of someone emotionally addicted, afraid to lose control or show too much vulnerability. And if you notice her jealousy, don't tease her. Hidden within that quiet envy lies the most genuine kind of feeling. Sign number 3, she misses you even when no one mentions you. There are nights when she scrolls aimlessly, yet whenever something reminds her of you, her heart quietly trembles. She hears a song, sees a street, a familiar coffee cup, and instantly, your image appears in her mind. No one mentions you, but in her thoughts, you still live there, like a habit she can't erase. Sometimes she types a message, then deletes it, afraid you'll realize how much she still thinks about you. She doesn't miss you because she's lonely, but because her mind has tied happiness to your presence without her realizing it. She misses you when she's happy, when she's sad, and even when there's no reason at all. That feeling isn't loud, it's quiet. Sometimes her heart just aches, and she doesn't even know why. When you disappear, she pretends to be fine. But when your message appears, her emotions flood back instantly. She won't say it, but missing you has become her quietest, most intimate habit, and the hardest to break. She rereads old chats, looks at old photos, as if trying to feel those emotions one more time. She misses you but won't admit it, because deep down, she fears that admitting it might push you away. She tries to stay busy, meet new people, but the space that belongs to you still remains unfilled inside her. When a woman misses you in silence, it's not just emotion, it's a sign of deep emotional attachment. So if you suddenly think of her, there's a chance that somewhere out there, she's quietly thinking of you too. Sign number 4, she notices every little thing about you. When a woman is addicted to you, she doesn't just see you, she remembers every small detail. You don't even notice. She knows you like your coffee without sugar, remembers your cologne scent, and senses when something's bothering you. She notices how you scratch your head when nervous, how you laugh, and how your eyes look when honest. The things you see as random are, to her, tiny puzzle pieces that complete your image inside her mind. When she likes you, every gesture of yours holds meaning, even a passing glance in a crowded room. She remembers your words and even mimics your tone, as if your way of speaking has become part of her. She knows what you forget, what you like, and sometimes reminds you of things you didn't even recall. Women remember details when they truly care, because their memory stores emotion, not just pictures. She notices your new haircut, your tired voice, even your silence, and senses something's wrong before you say it. When you walk in, she looks just 1 second longer, but that look already says everything. She watches not out of curiosity, but because every detail makes her feel closer to you than words ever could. To her, you're not just a person. You're a small world built from familiar habits and moments she treasures. She observes not to control, but to remember, because in her heart, you've become part of her daily rhythm. And if she knows things you never told her, don't be surprised. It's not curiosity, it's genuine care. Sign 5, she changes herself without realizing it. When a woman's addicted to you, she changes without noticing. Not because you force her, but because her emotions lead her. She starts listening to your favorite songs, watching the movies you mentioned, just to feel a little closer to you. She changes her style, choosing clothes you once complimented, though she'll never admit it was because of you. When you say you like confident women, she starts smiling more, standing taller, learning how to walk with quiet strength. Sometimes she changes her tone, her choice of words, just to feel that both of you share the same rhythm. She tries the things you enjoy, even if she never cared before, because anything connected to you feels worth it. She isn't trying to impress you. Your presence simply inspires her to become a better version of herself. It's not pretense, it's psychology. Strong emotions often push people to grow, to become who they secretly wish to be. She begins caring more about her looks, her words, and her manners, just to avoid disappointing the image you hold of her. When she's addicted to you, you become her invisible standard, the person she unconsciously strives to match. She starts filtering her habits, her time, her friends, because your existence makes her rethink who she wants to become. Her change isn't loud or showy. It happens quietly, like how emotions shape us when no one's watching. When a woman changes because of you, it's more than affection. It's the depth of emotional influence you have. And if you notice her change, know this: she's not pretending to be someone else. She's simply trying to be worthy of you. Sign 6, she pushes you away to check her emotions. When a woman is addicted to you, there comes a time she suddenly grows distant, not out of disinterest, but to test you. She wants to know if you'll still remember her, still reach out when she stops talking for a little while. Sometimes she disappears for days, just to see if what exists between you is real or merely a passing habit. She turns cold, replies vaguely, testing whether you have the patience to understand her unspoken worries. It's self-defense. When emotions grow too strong, people often pull back, trying to regain control over what scares them most. She's afraid she likes you too much, so she disappears, to see if you'll still be there when she returns. If you act cold, she'll feel hurt. But if you care, she'll fall even deeper for you. She creates distance, not to leave, but to measure the bond between you and her own heart's truth. It's a silent test women use to see whether love is genuine or just emotional familiarity. In that silence, she listens to her feelings and quietly observes if you'll still think of her. If you stay in touch, she'll trust you more, because deep down, that's exactly what she was hoping for. But if you stay silent too, she'll pretend to be fine, while inside, the emptiness quietly grows heavier. This isn't a game. It's the reflex of someone emotionally addicted, scared of losing, yet afraid to love too deeply. And if you stay even when she pushes you away, she'll finally know this feeling is real, not just temporary. Sign 7, she is quiet, but always comes back. Sometimes she disappears without a word, making you think she's moved on. But then, she returns, as if she never left. Silence doesn't mean she stopped caring. It's her way of hiding from feelings that became too strong to handle. When she's emotionally addicted, she fears closeness. So she steps back, hoping distance will calm her restless heart. Each time she leaves, it's not to end things, but to confirm if her feelings are still real. Then suddenly, she texts again, asking something random, as if there was never a distance between you. In that moment, she doesn't need a reason. The missing feeling simply grew too heavy to ignore. She stays silent when emotions overflow, then returns when the ache of missing you becomes too much to bear. For her, silence isn't the end. It's a test to see whether the bond between you can survive absence. When she comes back, don't ask why, because even she doesn't know. She only knows she still misses you. Women don't return out of loneliness. They return because the feelings never truly left their hearts. She might say, "I'm fine now," but her heart never really left you. It only learned to hide better. And every time she comes back, she's afraid you might have moved on, yet still hopes you'll say, "I never forgot you." She may leave often, but always returns, because where you are still feels like the safest place in her heart. And when she returns, even with just one message, it's not random. It's her heart's way of saying, "I'm still here." Sign 8. She reacts strongly when you grow distant. When you start talking less, she grows uneasy. She won't say it, but her heart begins to tremble inside. She wonders, did I do something wrong? Even if you're just busy, her mind creates 100 painful explanations. She reacts not because you're important, but because your presence became part of her emotional rhythm. If you stay silent too long, she turns cold, then quietly blames herself for caring too deeply. Women react strongly when the one they're emotionally addicted to grows distant. It's a natural fear of losing the familiar. She may act indifferent, but her eyes, her tone, her gestures, they all change in subtle ways. She says, "I'm fine," yet her messages shorten. Her pauses grow longer, and her warmth begins to fade. She might get angry over small things, but deep down, it's just her fear of being left behind. When you withdraw, she pushes you away first, a reflex to protect herself from emotional pain. But when you come back, she softens immediately, because her feelings for you never truly went away. Strong reactions aren't anger, they're proof of emotional dependence, a sign of someone afraid to lose what feels safe. She fears emptiness when you're distant because you've become a part of her emotional balance. Whether she admits it or not, the stronger she pretends to be, the more fragile she becomes, because the addicted heart always remembers too much. So if she reacts strongly when you grow distant, don't be upset. Hidden in that storm is the most honest love. Sign 9. She is torn between logic and emotions. She says she doesn't like you, yet gets upset when you talk to others. That's the classic battle between heart and mind. Inside her, two voices argue. One says, "Stop," while the other whispers, "But I still want to see him." Her logic tells her to forget, but her emotions refuse. That's the hardest kind of emotional addiction to escape. She avoids you, but still hopes you'll text. She says she's busy, but reads everything you post. Her mind wants freedom, but her heart holds on tighter. The more she fights it, the deeper she falls. She tells herself to move on, but when you appear, her determination melts in just a few seconds. This emotional conflict drains her. She wants to forget, but also fears losing the feelings that make her feel alive. She says, "I'm fine now," but every time she hears your name, her heart races like it used to. When emotions overpower logic, she convinces herself this isn't dangerous, just something harmless she can control. But the more she denies it, the deeper she sinks, because real emotions always break through mental walls. She says, "I'm okay," but her trembling voice and watery eyes reveal her heart has already surrendered. Emotional addicts are torn. They crave love but fear pain, longing for closeness while running from vulnerability. The hardest truth is, she knows she's falling, but still chooses to stay inside that feeling anyway. If you see her torn between reason and emotion, don't judge, because that's proof her feelings for you are real. Emotional addiction isn't a sin. It's the heart's natural reaction to someone who makes us feel alive again. But when those emotions bring anxiety, sleepless nights, and make you lose yourself, it's no longer love, it's dependency. Love brings peace. Addiction brings fear. The fear of losing what you think you can't live without. She may think she loves you, but in truth, she's chasing the feeling of being loved, not you. If you truly care for her, Help her find peace, not chains disguised as love, but wings to feel free again. Love helps us grow. Addiction traps us. Real relationships make both people freer, not more dependent. Sometimes letting go isn't about losing love. It's about choosing peace over the pain of emotional addiction. The right person doesn't make you addicted, they make you calm. Because true love is built on understanding, not absence. She may be addicted to you today, but only when both of you mature can that addiction turn into love. Addiction is just the beginning. Real love is when you stay, even after the thrill fades away. If she was ever addicted to you, don't blame her, because in those moments, she loved with all her heart. And if you're addicted to someone, ask yourself, do you love them? Or just the way they make you feel? When you learn to love yourself first, every relationship feels lighter. No one has to be addicted anymore. True love doesn't make you addicted, it makes you free. And if someone brings you peace, hold them close and never let go. Perhaps each of us has been addicted to someone in our own way. Not because they are perfect, but because being with them makes us feel true to ourselves. But remember, the most beautiful love is not when someone makes us addicted, but when they make us peaceful and more mature every day. If you ever find yourself in these emotions, please click like to support the channel. Subscribe to not miss out on real psychological and emotional stories. And leave a comment sharing your feelings. Because sometimes, just a small line of text can touch another heart.